Hey guys, what's up? Today I have another statement here from Feary. He messaged me after he saw the video about the Nolin statement. Feary didn't want to jump in voice call, so he gave me a written statement. After Feary's statement, Kay has made a video. I will show you this. At the end of the video I also include timestamps, of course, and at the end I will also go over some few things. I would say we go from there. Having said that, let me read you Feary's statement here. I was introduced to the project by Kay, the project lead of Sanctuary. They welcomed me on board. Initially everyone including Galo and Nolin seemed friendly, but as we announced the server, they became more aggressive in seeking control over it. When Nolin joined silently, they appeared fine with it, expressing no issues and seemed happy to proceed. I personally support open sourcing and contributing to the community with our fixes, but considering the time-saving aspect, I went along with it. I don't understand why they were so upset with Nolin or perceived him as suspicious. It could be because Arrow and Galo wanted full knowledge of everything happening, including the code, or perhaps they were frustrated not having access to it. Before Nolin's involvement, Galo had primarily worked on the website and Arrow hadn't contributed anything. I can provide screenshots from GitHub showing that most of the commits and pull requests were from me. Galo and Arrow barely touched the GitHub repository. During an interview with Alex Central, Galo falsely claimed that Kay had mental breakdowns, which never happened. Kay was always friendly and receptive to ideas from the staff team. In my opinion, Galo and Arrow desired maximum control over the development, which led to some complexities. Whenever Nolin provided constructive criticism to me or regex, we learned from it and I improved my code and SQL migrations. However, in the end, they kicked Nolin out. The problems Kay faced with them and Nolin's departure were also concerning to me. The accusations made against Nolin were baseless, showcasing Arrow and Galo's incompetence as developers and their limited understanding of Remangus and Warden. It's true that injecting viruses through Warden is possible, but it only works on 1.12. Nolin had no issues with us working with 1.14 and was supportive of the idea. Modern Warden is not reverse engineered, making it impossible to exploit. Disabling Warden for 1.12 would be unwise, as it helps detect cheats and aids game masters. After Nolin left, I requested admin access to the repository since I handled most of the PRs. However, they denied my request, claiming I didn't know enough about Remangus. Meanwhile, Arrow, who hadn't contributed much, had admin access and only made minimal code changes while implementing my pull requests. Feeling my work was disrespected and hurt by the project manager Gargov, stating I didn't know anything or care about the server, I decided to quit. Soon after, all this drama unfolded. I hope this clarifies the situation and sheds light on the kind of people they truly are. It appears they are a friend group aiming to run a large server while disregarding high quality work and showing little regard to the efforts of others. Alright, this was Feary's statement. He was a developer on Sanctuary. Now on to Kay's part.
Hello everybody, I am Kay, the creator of the Sanctuary project and the person who used to be the lead manager. As I have unfortunately seen my name being slandered a great deal, as well as a lot of lies coming from Galo, I'm here to defend myself. First of all, I would like to say that this is not an attempt to lash out, nor am I desperately trying to find dirt, even though I could. I will stick to facts alone. After that, Galo lied on stream to all of you about myself and the project repeatedly. So I will just expose some of his lies, no more, no less. I didn't try to gather every single evidence possible, as it's worth noting that both Gargos and Galo have deleted all their messages in DMs as well as in the staff channels. So you might have to read between the lines from time to time. Please bear with me. I will do my best to speed through this, but there are so many lies actually that it's gonna take some time, and I'm not an expert in video editing either. I'd like to state that this whole part of the video is my doing, that Vincent has nothing to do with this, and he's merely kind enough to lend us his platform so that we can be heard. So I've seen so many horrendous comments about me since Galo took part in Alex's stream, that I was mentally ill, autistic, drunk, unstable, you name it. What you need to realize though is that what happened with Nolin is one thing. Yes, there's been many disagreements and drama about it, but I would never get in such a state because of that alone. What drove me crazy or drives me crazy is that a person can be lying non-stop about more or less everything. Yes, it's hard to believe, but it's the truth. Uh, People need to realize that I have spent between 10 to 20 hours per day, every week, every day on this project. I gave up almost every single minute of my life in order to bring this project to fruition. I abandoned all aspect of real life in order to attain this goal. Can you imagine how it feels to have people first ruin your project and then have the audacity to lie about it and yourself repeatedly? I mean, I was absolutely furious. So before you criticize me, I would ask that you please take a look in the mirror and ask yourselves how would you react in my position. But at least I was being honest. Galo said I was unemployed as if that was a critic. A critic. Yes, it's true. So what? In fact, it's extremely commendable because I would like to remind everybody, the doubters, the haters, people sending me hateful DMs and stuff, that this has been a purposeful choice that I've made in order to be able to dedicate all my time and energy towards bringing the community the server it deserves and the server I could play on as well. It's also worth noting that I've been doing this while having zero monetary gain IRL, no social benefits, nothing. All this for free, trying to provide a free server with great designs without asking for anything in return. So, knowing that, can you really criticize me? If you still feel like I'm at fault or dumb by the end of this video, then I'm happily done with any future attempt of bringing you a well-made server in the future. Anyway, let's get into it.
Okay, expand. I want to hear what I'm lying about.
So in order to establish a baseline credibility for myself, let's start with the biggest lies first.
Is just K, who wasn't even a part of the project. The thing, K left and it changed nothing because he didn't do anything. He wasn't a contributor to the project by any means.
Here's the sketchiest part.
That was his whole contribution to the entire project. That's all he did. He wasn't a writer, he wasn't a coder, he wasn't a developer, nothing. All he did all day was start drama and arguments with everybody. But we kept him around simply because he was a founder. He twiddled his thumbs all day, he had nothing to contribute to the project. That's it. So when he said he was leaving, it was not that big of a deal. He ended up twiddling his thumbs all day, he did nothing for the project. He wrote the FAQ, the announcement, and something about like the timeline.
I have always been the soul of the project, and I have without a doubt done more work on this project than all these people combined. And no, I'm not saying that nobody did anything, that nobody did work. Do not misunderstand me. I'm simply saying that I did a shit ton. Without me, the project would never have taken off, nor would it have held together following the announcement and what led up to it. And I think that anyone that had followed Sanctuary closely should already know this. Here you can see the amount of messages that I have personally written with each individual staff member, as well as on the Sanctuary Discord. So I ask you, does that look like someone not doing anything, twisting his thumbs all day? Okay, if that's not enough, I took a few screenshots of me organizing and steering meetings, trying to gather staff, even though some didn't attend, choosing the topics for each meeting and the designs to be brought up after I had both theory crafted them and pre-selected them myself. So again, I ask you, does that look like someone not doing anything? Okay. If that's still not enough, let me show you a non-exhaustive list Of the few people I tried to recruit and those that I did recruit from scratch, even excluded the extended interviews, the acceptance, the vetting and all that. And let me tell you, it's not easy to find staff when you and your team are all nobodies. So there we go. I will ask you again. Does that look like someone who never was part of the project? Someone doing nothing? Someone twisting his thumbs all day? Yeah, that's what I thought. So does anybody still think I did nothing? Which directly contradicts what Galo has been stating. So okay, those are only the few of the lies. Let's keep going.
Oh, did he just like comes out of nowhere?
Correct. I don't know for sure. I mean, one day Kay just messaged me and says no one wants to give us his core. I don't know if Kay was messaging him earlier or if he did just pop out of nowhere, but to my point of view, he just came out of nowhere.
As you can see on the following screenshots, Galo had been aware of both my interest and ongoing conversations with Nolin since day one. I had been talking to Nolin for 4 weeks, trying to recruit him because we didn't have a lead dev. He was busy and he didn't want to at first. And after extended discussions, he said he was willing to help. And at first, just as a side dev, and he even gave us an assessment of our GitHub and how it was looking. But as you can see on the screenshots, Galo was not, so it didn't come out of nowhere. All right.
He wanted to take over the entire project. He wanted to make it not Sanctuary Core, or not Sanctuary, but his project. So anyways, no one wants to be the system admin, hijack the entire project.
Nolin never wanted to take control of anything. I was the one who wanted him. I was the one who appointed him lead dev because we didn't have any, and of course he was gonna oversee the GitHub and direct the team of developers, obviously.
He had a list of demands that we wanted to change to his liking, and on top of that, that involved he would become the team lead, so he'd be managing all the developers.
Yes, it's true. Nolin had a few demands, but what Galo is saying is complete bullshit. So Nolin only asked me if he became lead dev if he could choose the hardware specification of the servers, to which of course I said yes. Two, he said that if he didn't agree with a decision or a vision or something, a design, he would voice his concerns, and the only thing he was asking for is only to be heard. I think that's totally reasonable. And the third thing was that he wanted his VMAPs as well as his anti-bot to be closed sourced. That's all. I think that's also a fair ask. But in the end, it was my choice, my orders. As the lead manager, it was my job to do what's best for the project in order to provide the best product I could to the community.
As for him putting in 80 hours, first of all, I didn't see 80 hours of work. I didn't see anything getting done. He set up the CTR, and that's as far as I know. I didn't see.
Well, here we have another lie. Oh, surprise, another lie. Oh. So here I have some screenshots of the GitHub once Nolin became lead dev. And prior to that, let's just say that the only actions over there were from Feary and Regex. So nobody knew what Galo was doing anyway. You can clearly see movements and action. And in addition, here's another screenshot of his speed and effectiveness during one single weekend. He corrected some of our staff members' code and gave them advice on how to better the mistakes, make the code more efficient. And let me tell you that Nolin did more over one weekend than... yeah. So again, another lie exposed. Okay, let's quickly talk about the message that Arrow wrote Nolin that made Nolin want to quit. Galo make it sound as if it was an innocent little message But if you have just spent the whole weekend and like 80 hours and blah blah blah, you're new to a project, a new team, and somebody sends you that message, that's not cool. In addition, they keep claiming that they did not kick Nolin. Yes, Nolin wrote he wanted to leave after that message, but he told me that he was, he wanted the arrow to be removed, or he was not going to continue if he was going to be there. But you can see on the screenshot here that they kicked him on the GitHub, and they kicked him. They removed his dev role on the Discord. But the worst part about this is that we had a conversation, a voice chat, all of us, where we decided to wait 24 hours because I said so. And then the chat ended with, okay, we're doing that. And then 30 minutes later, without telling me, consulting me, they kicked him. So a dev, a game master, went against my wishes. Call it what you want. Like I told them, like, you don't kick people who just spent 80 hours on your server overnight like dogs. Yes, and the Nolin had another dev friend also that didn't do anything, and he got kicked as well. Like, I think that's so disrespectful, and then it leads to conflicts. Like, at least talk to people like adults, you know? So then there's accusation of there's drama, childish behavior. No, the childish behavior is going against your lead manager, not respecting his wishes, kicking people on your own accord, and not even talking to them first.
Well, honestly,
did Kay see the core?
Like, no, Kay never logged in once.
Then how does he?
He never logged into the PTR or the CTR once. Never.
Well, aren't we starting to see a pattern here? Some lies here, some lies there, some lies everywhere. Anyway, Nolin's core was online for like between 30 and 60 minutes before Arrow insulted him and accused him. I wasn't even able to log on to it because it was removed by the time I wasn't even aware. So I don't use that as an argument. I also logged onto the PTR between 15 to 20 times where I tested multiple different things. You can see some examples here, and you can ask some QA people that I played with on the PTR. Again, Galo lying.
But the problem is that as soon as we released, or announced, I should say, Regex went AFK. He just never logged back in. Never said anything, just completely logged off, never said another word.
Alright, let's move on to the next lie. So we went public with the project on July 1st. And here you can clearly see that Regex was still active in our dev channels on July 12th. Sorry, it might be minor, but it's still a lie.
After Regex went AFK, we weren't. So instead, we brought in a buddy of mine. Pretty much most people in chat would know him. I don't want to say his name, but knows him. Yeah, we were looking for a dev, and I ended up getting Arrow to help. And once we brought Arrow on, we were pretty much good. Because Arrow was probably the best help we had.
Here we can see that Arrow joined the project way before that Regex stopped being active, so another lie. It's worth noting that Arrow was introduced in the staff without a vote, without an ask, without a vetting. Just like that, by Galo and Nezin, a game master and a dev, whom were all pre-made friends, without asking me. In fact, Galo also added Nezin the same way, without really asking me, another one of his friends. So this is why I call the Galo Nezin trio, because they have the same views and ideas about the game. And it's also worth noting that Arrow is a bot developer, as well as being the Questy developer, which I was told should remain hidden. But I mean, it might have implications regarding the whole story. Anyway, it was also clearly stated that Arrow would only help Galo with one, maybe two GM2 add-ons. So he wasn't staff, he was a guest. No more, no less. Galo did not bring in any dev, and they didn't do anything when it came to the core or the project, as far as we could see. Maybe they were doing stuff in, I don't know. Only time we saw Galo and Arrow do stuff is supposedly after that both me and Nolin left. No one had ever seen a single line of code from Galo or any of them.
Just because I don't show you anything, because you're the project manager, I don't show you anything. If you want to hop in and log in, I can show you. But you've never asked. I have no reason to show you anything.
I just thought that one was pretty funny. I will let you reflect on it by yourselves.
We gave the guy a chance. We let him try it. He didn't deliver on his promise.
Okay, so I don't have any concrete proof of this, so this is minor. It's minor. But I wouldn't be surprised if the trio that were all pre-made friends had some kind of angle. So, you know, deal with them at your own risk. Anyway, it was very clear from the beginning that they were very hostile to the idea of like getting more staff. I don't know why. Like their unwillingness to recruit any single dev. Every time I mentioned it or presented someone, I had to fight. Galo not showing us a single line of code ever, even when Nolin asked, which he told me was a red flag. Galo adding his pre-made friends to the project without interviews, without vetting, all sharing the same views. All of them throwing a fit about having Nolin being lead dev. Galo's close friend Arrow messaging Nolin something extremely negative that could be a setup to make him leave, and also they were extremely quick at dismissing and kicking Nolin out of the team that same night. Also, Galo's main three gripes about the core, Nolin's core being shit, shows how much of a bias they had from the get-go. One, he said the mob density was off. I told him Nolin had upped the number in preparation for launch day. It was just an adjustable number. Two, invisible walls. How is that a problem? Like Nolin had already put the walls in Warson Gulch or BGs or other problematic places. Would have saved us hours of work, and worst case we could have asked him where they were and removed the ones we want. Win-win-win. Also, he said the language was weird. There was some words in different languages. Yeah, how is that a problem? Like, I mean, it's just a few tweaks away from being English only. Like Nolin did a lot. Of course, he's focused on other areas. The CTR couldn't be perfect the second it was uploaded. Like the efforts went elsewhere. All right, let's move on to the next lie.
You're telling me people still didn't reach out to help?
No.
Because that's a huge red flag that they're making it. Like, I'm not.
Well, here we have another lie. So I received maybe 10 different DMs of various people wanting to help, and everybody on staff received some people wanting to help in different ways. Interestingly though, Nezin and Galo never even considered any single one of these people. So as a project who needs help, why? Alright, so let me bunch up a few lies together, because this is going slowly.
There was a lot of conflicting stuff that he wanted that nobody else on staff wanted. The dude didn't even have a job. Like, he's never done this stuff, and it just confused him. He was very confused the whole time. He also, I should rephrase that too. So quickly on, we started to notice that we ended up getting a decent staff. I think it was at this point it was already at like 4 or 5 people. We noticed that he had very conflicting views of everything. I remember you on your video specifically saying RP PvP oh, that's fucking weird. Like, I don't know why you guys are doing that. That was K.
Okay, so what was said here is that K was confused and K had conflicting views. Well, I disagree. I wasn't confused about anything. I knew exactly what I was doing. And what does that even mean to have conflicting views? There was one example that wanted RP names. How it's just the design. What kind of shit argument is that? Conflicting with what? I mean, are you that desperate to talk bad about me that you don't know what to say? I mean, I came up with all the server designs, so obviously a few were not going to be universally liked. It happens. I mean, you just contradict yourself with your nonsense. And I stand by the RP names. I just think it's better for the server, so what? Anyway, he can say whatever about me, that I was irrational, hard to talk to, didn't understand shit, blah blah blah. I mean, I'm saying it's a huge lie, and you can ask anyone on staff. I mean, I don't know about Nezin and Arrow and Gargos because now they're all friendly. But you can ask Regex, you can ask Nolin, you can ask Feary, you can ask anybody that I talked to that wasn't on staff, on the side. I never disrespected anyone. I heard anyone. I took everybody's opinions, concerns. I treated everybody well. So, I mean, yes. Next, let's go over the next slide.
Yes.
Why
So
can't we do that?
Wall has been solid. I haven't talked to Wall much, but the little that we did talk to Wall, he was super solid, and he even offered up Everlook's database values. In the project, Kay messaged me saying he would like to ask Wall to join, and I said Wall is going to be busy with Warcraft. That's it. And that's where we left it. That's not true.
Are you denying that from the beginning, even from before I wanted to recruit him, you were saying he was not good enough and he was not a real dev?
No. Wall was busy
you're
with
denying
Warcraft.
saying that.
Wall is busy with Warcraft. That is it.
Okay.
That's what happened.
But what you just said is bullshit. I wanted to recruit Wall, and you said he was not good enough.
No.
Yes.
Wall.
And then even after he helped us, I brought him in, and even after the whole way, you said he was not good enough.
No.
He was not a real developer.
Wall.
You're lying. Shut the fuck up.
Pieces.
You said what you had to say.
All right, so Wall, sorry mate to bring you into this, but it's just a lie. I need to expose it. Sorry. So I had watched Wall's videos on why he left Everlook like 4 times at the very beginning, like day 1, day 2. And when I was out shopping, walking, showering, I was gathering knowledge, wrote everything down, and I really wanted Wall on my team. Yet Galo kept taking White Kitten's defense repeatedly, saying that Wall was out of line, that Wall changed stuff all the time without protocol, that he was unhinged, that he didn't know how development works, that he wasn't a good coder, that he basically did a huge shit. I tried to argue about this many times, never said anything bad about Wall, and I wanted him anyway. But in the end, I was just, quote, allowed to bring Wall in as a consultant. For some sporadic advice, which we did like 2-3 times. So Wall came, he was helpful, he gave us advice, gave us some code, but yeah, he said he was busy with the Warcraft. But yeah, to my surprise, the Galo on the other day on stream, he was glorifying Wall all of a sudden and saying I don't know what, like more lies. So it's hard to get proof because a lot of it was said vocally, and also all the texts were deleted. So you're gonna have to read between the lines. But if you're not satisfied with this screenshot here, take a listen to this.
Like, look at Wall. Wall joined Everlook, and he wasn't even a fucking coder. Like, he barely knew much. Like, White Kitty was showing off his GitHub pushes, and it was like just the most janky fix I've ever seen in my life. And because you have to, that's all you get when you need a developer.
So again, the dude is a fucking liar. I mean, are you starting? I mean, I've showed so many lies. I've exposed so many lies already. Can you see? Can you understand why I was fucking pissed off the other day? Yeah, yeah, it's pissing me off. But yeah, listen to his voice, how he just calmly lies, as if it's natural, as if he has a grin on his face. Like I've provided the irrefutable proof now. Yeah, I don't trust these people. His group, him. Yeah.
Okay, expand. I want to hear what I'm lying about. Okay, expand. I want to hear what I'm lying about.
Okay, so I said on stream the other day that he said more than 40 lies. I actually have how many? 46 clips of him lying, so 46 different lies. But the video is getting pretty long, so I will have to cut some, sadly. But there's one more that's very important to me. It's about the FAQ that I did all alone by myself from 0 to 100. And let's hear what he has to say about that.
I think his major contribution to the project was he wrote the FAQ, which was a copy paste of our FAQ, and then rewrote it wrong. That was his contribution.
How is it possible to be able to lie like this? I don't know. Anyway, this is one of the biggest lies of them all. Again, I think I did more work than all these people combined. Sorry, not to be disrespectful to all the nice people. I created this from scratch. The first month, Galo was AFK until he did the website 5 days before we announced the project. He did do a great website, a great logo, nothing to say about that. But besides that, nobody saw anything. I started the project. I was writing to everybody, trying to get advice, searching for staff everywhere. I recruited every single staff member. I steered the direction, the design decision regarding changes, tweaks. I wrote all the FAQs. I wrote all the channels in the Discord. I did PR. I did marketing. I assembled the QA team. I took feedback. I interacted with the community. I moderated chat. I was basically doing overall coordination regarding the whole team, etc., etc. So let me tell you, it's a full-time job. But yeah, I didn't do anything. I wasn't part of the project. Sorry, I know. Sorry.
We had a finalized FAQ. We spent hours in chat finalizing an FAQ for the website. We wanted to cover every last nook and cranny and make sure it was tight. It was tight. Then it came down to we had to put it on our Discord. And we said, okay, we'll just copy paste it from here, put it on the Discord as is. It was perfect. It was bullet points. It was nice and clean. Everything was right. He decided to copy paste it and spend the whole next 10 hours rewriting it to every single bullet point as a long story.
I gotta be honest, this one really pisses me off. Yeah, but I wrote the whole FAQ alone from start to finish, and I kept updating it as time passed. Anyway, so it was done weeks before it went public. We went public with the project. Back then, when I began, actually, Ngor was part of the team, and he kept deleting my stuff, what I was writing in every channel. And he said he wanted to take care of the Discord by himself, replace my text. And one time too many, I told him we had to part ways. So I proceeded to delete all his stuff, and I rewrote everything from the ground up, as I had done previously, as I wanted it. I wanted to have a long, extensive FAQ so that the people could see the server's vision and had the explanation about all the tweaks and the changes and why. Even though people were telling me, stop, it's too long, don't do it, we don't need it, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I think it's nice. At one point, my FAQ was done. And I asked Nezin to mildly review all my text and FAQ in order to spot mistakes. Not because I thought it was better, but because another set of eyes can spot stuff you've forgotten, maybe. So I asked him twice, as the screenshots show, and this coincided with the time we had to upload the website, the FAQ on the website. Fair enough. But then, to my surprise, they butchered it. Like they made it very short and bullet points. And actually, fair, it's okay because the website it needs to be easier to read. But still, they butchered it and they removed some phrasing that I liked. And there was I thought there was a lot of mistakes and errors and nonsense. And I politely told them that I wanted to edit what they had done, what they had uploaded on the website, which was again a condensed version of my FAQ. So I made them a list of the mistakes and errors, and they didn't want to change anything. So I had to ask 2-3 times, and after a few arguments, we took some time together and edited the website FAQ together before the launch. All the while, my FAQ, the original one from the FAQ channel, was untouched. And then we had a meeting later that day where they requested that I delete my FAQ in the Discord channel and that I replace it with a condensed, shorter version from the website in the name of uniformity. I thought they were joking, to which I responded, absolutely no way, like my FAQ was amazing. So yeah, it's funny that Galo said on stream 3 times that I copied their FAQ from the website. A huge lie again.
Okay, expand. I want to hear what I'm lying about. Okay, expand. I want to hear what I'm lying about.
Okay, so then it comes up, oh, okay, why did you nuke the Discord? Why couldn't you let them continue anyway? Well, actually, first of all, it was my Discord. Second of all, the only reason I let them continue is because I felt bad for Gargoth and Lena, who I believed were innocent bystanders and nice people. So, you know, I thought, okay, I'm gonna let them continue. I was pretty pissed. And I asked them to remove all my text and to let me copy the GitHub, because the GitHub, everything that was done there was from Nolin, Regex, and Feary. And we thought we were thinking about making a new project. And they said to me, yeah, sure, it will take time. So 1 week goes by, nothing was done, no effort, no goodwill. In the meanwhile, I see people repeatedly lying about me on a daily basis, as well as the staff team downplaying their involvement in the downfall of the project, refusing to take responsibility for their childish behavior, and downplaying my involvement in the project overall. But what made me completely flip out is like when someone made a video shit-talking me, blatantly lying, and Galo commented, based as fuck. Yeah, alright, that was, yeah, not too much, alright. I was being nice, I was being silent, even though I have high suspicion that you're fucking shady, and that you fucked me over. But yeah. In the end, I still have many lies that I can showcase, but I'm gonna stop because the video is too long. But I will never in my life understand how people can follow someone like Galo, who's a fucking pathological liar. Arrow and Nezin, I'm not surprised because they were friends, they have a common goal regarding the server, which goal we don't know. But Lena, Gargoth, like really, can you accept and condone the lies about me, what he said on stream? I mean, unless you publicly come out and say that you disagree with what the false statements that Galo made about me, then sorry, but fuck you. I don't care if you don't like me, I don't care if you're mad at me, I don't care if you're disappointed, but don't lie and give credit where credit is due. Yeah. And you know, I'm not trying to flatter myself. I'm just stating facts. People often ask themselves, how do politicians get elected after having both lied and fucked over the voters? Well, the answer might be not as distant as you may think. In fact, just take a look at how Galo talks. What he says, how he says it, lie after lie after lie with a straight face, almost as if the dude believes it himself. I mean, I think that has a name. It's called mythomania.
Okay, expand. I want to hear what I'm lying about. The thing, K left and it changed nothing because he didn't do anything. He wasn't a contributor to the project by any means.
Here's the sketchiest part about all.
He ended up twiddling his thumbs all day. He did nothing for the project. He wrote the FAQ, the announcement, and something about like the timeline.
So I wrote the FAQ. I didn't write the FAQ. I copied the FAQ. Sorry. I'm confused.
Is just K, who wasn't even a part of the project. He wanted to take over the entire project. He wanted to make it not Sanctuary Core, or not Sanctuary, but his project.
You're telling me people
Yeah.
still didn't reach out to help?
No.
Because that's a huge
Nobody.
red flag that they're making it. Like, I'm not.
So anyways, Nolin wants to be the system admin, hijack the entire project. I don't know if Kay was messaging him earlier, or if he did just pop out of nowhere, but to my point of view, he just came out of nowhere. And he never logged into the PTR or the CTR once. Never. Well, I have nothing bad to say about Wall. Wall has been great. Wall has been a proven developer. Nothing bad to say about Wall. As for him putting in 80 hours, first of all, I didn't see 80 hours of work. I didn't see anything getting done.
You're a liar. Yeah, you
See,
might lie.
this is what I had to deal
You're
with.
a fucking liar. You're a liar.
This
You've
is the
been
shit I put
lying
up
the
with.
whole night.
Okay, expand. I want to hear what I'm lying about.
Like 40 lies.
Alright, that was Kay's video. I find it strange how these people can spread lies and people are just okay with that, so that is really strange to me. I am just a person who hates when I see that people blatantly lie out of their teeth. They don't know what they are talking about. You can see this in the Alex Central interview with Galo, where they just gloss over the fact that Nolin is one of the co-founders of the Remangos project and was also one of the lead developers of Turtle WoW. And I know already the question coming, why isn't he there anymore? Why do you think he is doing his own project? It's really that simple. I really don't understand this gotcha moment there. It's really stupid. Anyway, guys, I hope this clears it up finally. I don't want to deal with this shit anymore. Have a nice day and stay safe out there. Bye bye. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a nice day, guys. Stay safe out there. Vincent out. Bye bye.